Let's start with you, Joe. I know you got a question.
What you got for me?
Oh, what you got for me?
How you feeling? How about
I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. I appreciate that. It's a great question.
Take us through kind of how you got to here. I know you're still working toward
How I got here, I got drafted in 2015 by the Carolina Panthers. Been here for 8 years now. Had a little procedure that happened, needed to happen. It was a rough one for me last year. Most of y'all don't know, I was kind of playing through a lot of pain, bone on bone. But I'm here now. I'm back with my teammates, and I'm happy to be out there.
How hard is it to return to form in the manner that you want to return to form? Or is everything coming back pretty easily?
Everything's coming back, but you always need to knock off some rust, right? And mine is just a little technique here and there, gaining that confidence of pushing off and stuff like that, and that's really about it.
Do you foresee yourself, Shaq, playing like 65, 70 snaps in week 1?
Shoot, we'll see. You know what I mean? Right now I'm just working on getting back in shape. You know what I mean? Learning how to breathe, control my heart rate, get my tempo and heart down, get it back to normal while I'm running. So that's the biggest thing I'm focused on right now.
After like 4 weeks of watching this defense grow, what have you seen it grow? Where have you seen it grow the most, and what do you like?
Everywhere. A lot of DBs are growing. A lot of young linebackers, new guys coming in, growing. A lot of new guys in the D-line and older guys. New guys, I'm talking about Matt. Older guys, I'm talking about like Derek. He's a young guy who's coming along. Bravion's coming along. Yetur is coming along. And all those guys are coming along, man. And just seeing them grow from last year to this year is tremendous. You know, it's a big growth, and I'm excited to see them play.
Brian, you talked early in camp about trying to get more sleep. Have you talked to him about that? And can you see any difference from his sleep habits?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting here earlier, so I'm assuming he's going to bed on time. You know what I mean? But Brian's a grown man. He does what he does. You know what I mean? He shows up to play, he shows up to work. He doesn't let that affect him, so it's on him.
But how important is that? I mean, for you, you're yourself.
I mean, he sleeps. He sleeps or don't sleep. You know what I mean? I just need him on Sunday. That's on him. I know he's going to show up on Sunday, so the sleep is on him. And like I said, he's a grown man. He can do what he wants.
Regarding like safety and protecting your body, some of the players, even though the guardian period, the mandatory period is passed, some players, I think including you, still wearing the guardian caps.
I don't. I took mine off actually. But a lot of guys are still wearing it. I think it's good for the offensive line, defensive line, right? Because their contact boom right off bend, especially for the quarterback, right? Instead of him throwing, if you hit his hand or hit his hand on the helmet, at least he's hitting it on something soft. You know what I mean? So that's good for them. But other than that, I think it was good, but I wore it for a day and took it off. I think it's pretty heavy. And so, yeah, that's about it.
Shaq, when you were stepping back and kind of watching practice, was there anybody that jumped out at you that you're like, man, the guy could play that maybe you wouldn't have seen if you were just on the field? I mean,
everybody, right? Everybody's unique in their own way. But one guy, I would say, of course, JC. But Tay Hayes, he's the guy who stepped up big, and I love this game. You know what I mean? He's not one of those big guys, but he's a guy who has heart and he loves football, and you can see it on his play. You can see it at practice, and I hope he makes his team. How cutthroat his business is, but he's one of those guys that I think we can count on.
Shaq, a few moments ago you mentioned the challenge you faced last year, battling through injury. What's the mental recovery from this year, being able to trust your body with that health?
It's just really having confidence in my knee. To be honest with you, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Mentally, I kind of got that out of my head. Now it's just like physically just going out there and just pushing off and working on stuff that I need to in order for me to keep going, you know what I mean? So it's like the biggest thing is just pushing off laterally.
What was that process to get that out of your mind?
Just a lot of the trainers just talking to me, you know what I mean? I was in the back of my head like, dang, I don't know. But they're like, nah, you can do it. So just having that support, you know what I mean, from every and anybody, players, coaches, trainers, just having that support.
Do you have a sense when you were riding to camp with Baker that he'd be your starting quarterback?
Say it again?
Did you have a sense riding with him that he'd be your starting quarterback, and what's he bring to the team?
No, I did not. I knew that level right there was competition. I knew everywhere was competition. But I really don't have nothing much to say. We're going to go out there with whoever. I still believe in Sam. I believe in Bake. So whatever happens, happens. We just got to go out there and win.
That's the way both those guys approach the competition, Shaq, at a professional level, kind of raised and elevated. Like guys in other position rooms noticed it too, and it had a positive impact. Did you pick up on any of that?
I did a little bit, but my main job was to focus on defense. I'm not really worried about too much about the offense. You're right. Only thing I can focus on is myself and the defense, and trying to get this defense to be number 2 to number 1. You know what I mean? I'm focused on the young guys, myself, making sure we go out there and communicate, play fast, and run to the ball.
What will Corey bring to this defense? What, for those of us who haven't seen, are super familiar with his game?
Corey brings a lot. He's a great special teams player. He's a great linebacker overall. He's a coverage linebacker. He could blitz. As you see in the first game, I think it was the first game, he had forced a fumble. You know what I mean? That was big for us because we're talking about turnovers and stuff like that. So he brings a lot of that element as a coverage linebacker, blitzer, and a special teams guy.